All right, we're getting ready to do another test on this metal rescue gel here. We got some chrome to try it on today. So, show them the shiny side there, Michael. This is kind of what we're this is what we're hoping for it to look like on the back side. The back side's kind of rusty, so flip it around. Yeah. See, it's
here,
kinda,
I'll do it again. Vanna couldn't be here today.
Yeah. It's kind of rusty on the back side. It's not terrible. The worst of it's right in here. I've tried to wipe it off with a rag. It wouldn't come off. So we're going to put some of this metal rescue rust remover gel on it. Same stuff we used on the lathe and the wheel. That worked pretty good. We're going to try it on some chrome and see what happens. So Michael, my sexy assistant, is going to...
You got the sexy part right. We're going to drip it all over the bench and everything.
That'll be all right. How long are we going to let this set, Michael?
I don't know. It depends on if we get distracted again.
Okay.
Let's say we give it
3 hours.
45. I don't think it'll need that long.
You don't think it'll need 3 hours?
No.
Okay.
What do you think? 45 an hour?
All right, we'll try it at an hour. We can always do it again if we have to.
Easy peasy.
All right. Now you got to wrap it. Got some plastic over here. We're going to wrap it with. I still got those pliers over here. I want to try out the dip on. I just ain't got around to it. Maybe I can put it in this video too, if I ever get over there and get it done.
I was told by a gentleman that this is called naval jelly.
Naval jelly?
Yes. If the Navy uses it, has used it for years on ships.
Yeah.
This is
But the same stuff?
What the gentleman said. I'm not going to mention his name because he may not want me to.
Okay. Maybe it's just real similar.
But they used it on ships forever to remove rust off the deck and then repaint right behind it after it's washed off.
Well, that's interesting.
And
I would assume you could pressure wash this stuff off like it was on a wheel or something, wouldn't you think?
I don't see why not.
I don't know why you couldn't. I hadn't read all the stuff they got about it online, but I don't see why you couldn't remove it like that instead of wiping it off.
There
all right,
it is.
We're gonna let it sit.
What time is it? 2:42.
Yeah, we'll let it set an hour.
We'll come back about 3:42.
Give it a shot. See you then. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try this rust remover bath out. Here it is. While we're waiting on the steering wheel deal, you mix this bottle in exactly 1 gallon of water, and we're going to try these pliers out in them. You can't open them; they're stuck. They're nasty looking. I don't know if this stuff will do anything with them or not, but we're gonna. Right here's a bucket. I already got exactly 1 gallon of water in it. I done that by filling up a gallon jug and just poured it in the bucket. So I want to pour this in it, or I'll get Michael to pour it in it. That way I can film it.
Whole thing?
Yep, put the whole thing in it. 1 gallon of water and 1 jug of that.
You want to mix it up a little bit.
All right. So now you
drop them in.
Put them in there. And it said to leave them in there depending on how rusty.
I say we give this one 24 hours.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. Y'all can't read that, but it says soak for moderate rust 2 hours, light rust 2 hours, moderate rust up to 12 hours, heavy rust up to 48 hours. So we might ought to leave that in there a couple days. We'll see. We'll check on that later. While we're waiting on the rust remover, we'll go over here and check on this hitch that we were building the other day in the other show, the other video. Here it is. It's done and painted. It's laying on its back. They're putting the ball on it. Benton, are you putting the ball on right now? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's where I need y'all to put some weight on it. So
Need me to put some weight on it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Am I on the right side or the wrong side? Yeah, I'm on the right side.
Y'all good.
All right.
You might want to try to tighten it a little bit more when you get on.
Ah, that's plenty tight, I'd say.
That's it.
All right, so it's all done, painted. So you got your gooseneck ball, 25,000 pound rated gooseneck ball, and you got a round receiver with a hole in it. You stick your bell spear in, and then you got the 2-inch receiver. You can put any hitch you want in down here for hooking up regular trailer, bumper pull trailers. You can put the clevis type hitch on it, or ball hitches, or your farm clevis type hitch. And then Benton made this spear right here to go along with the other spear, just to stabilize the bell to keep it from swinging. So when you're going to put it in, when you're going to pick up bales, you just put both spears in. You can use it to pick up bales. You wouldn't have a hitch down here and use this at the same time, because this spear would be poking into your trailer or whatever you're hauling. So you'd be taking both spears off anyway to use the 2-inch receiver to pull a bumper pull trailer. But you can have all this on here but still use the gooseneck at the same time. So that would be nice, going out to the field with a gooseneck and a tractor moving hay. And anyway, it's all done. It's category 2. It's built really heavy to handle the weight. Fully loaded gooseneck. Clevis type hitches instead of just a pin sticking out here, because you'll end up bending those. With a clevis type hitch, you're a lot stronger. And of course, these are always clevis type hitches. But this right here is 1-inch plate that this ball's bolted to. And it's it's plenty heavy. I don't think it's going to break. You probably break the lift arms off the tractor before you break this thing. Of course, we gusseted it right here and right here, and decided to paint it black, and then stenciled our initials in it. So there it is. Now all I gotta do is try it out. When I start trying it out, I'll show y'all a little more. Okay, it's been 1 hour and 10 minutes, and we're getting ready to check on this steering wheel deal. So it's still sitting just like we left it. Nobody stole the plastic this time.
Nobody stole the plastic last time, did they?
They did on the wheel that I did that you wasn't here for.
Oh, I missed the day. Excuse me. Well, it didn't change colors.
No, it didn't.
Some of it is leaving. Doesn't look like it works good on chrome.
I don't think we left it on there long enough.
I considered that light rust. So that's how come I said that long. What do I know?
Some of it come off.
Some came off. You did make some difference, not a lot.
All right, well, let's do it longer. See if that helps.
I'm just gonna do that one center spot.
Still got quite a bit right there. Most of it's gone off the spokes. Alright, we're going to do it again and let it set longer this time. We only let it set 1 hour and 10 minutes the last time, so we're going to try it longer this time.
Make sure they set about 1/8 of an inch thick.
Mm-hmm.
Put it a little thicker this time. You're going to do this, just this center area, not the spokes this time. That's pretty thick. Here's some plastic. There.
There you go. Alright, we'll check on it tonight sometime. I'll check on it. Alright, be back later. Okay, so I just went ahead and recovered the holes back of the steering wheel, and I'm just going to let it sit here all night long, and then I'll come back and check on it tomorrow sometime, probably after work. So it'll be all night and all day tomorrow, and I'll come back and check on it if I don't forget about it. But anyway, in order to give it plenty of time to get all the rust off of this wheel, and then we'll check it and see how it is. Alright, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's see what this steering wheel is looking like now. Got me a rag. We'll pull this off. Let's see what we got here. Hard to do this one-handed. This is why I get Michael to help me. I believe it's all gone now. All gone. Slick as a baby's bottle now. Looks good. Looks real good. I'm gonna clean this thing up a little more and then y'all look at it. Wash it off with some water. There it is. Looks pretty dang good. I'm gonna let the guy that owns it look at it and see what he thinks.
Well, that's 100% better than what it was. Yeah, it made a big difference.
I think it made a big difference.
Yeah.
Whole lot more pretty now, ain't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I might even be able to use it.
Well, good. Alright, so it works. We think, anyway.
Didn't hurt the chrome none either.
No, it didn't hurt the chrome at all. So, there you have it. Still waiting on the pliers. It ain't time to pull the pliers out yet. Okay, guys. I went off and forgot about this dip rust solution here. And I think these pliers, I put these pliers in here about 5 weeks ago. And yeah, something went wrong. I think it all dried up. And it didn't really fix the pliers. They still won't open. And they don't really look any better. But yeah, all the solution dried up. So I'm not exactly sure if it failed me or if I failed it, because I set it right here next to our waste oil heater so it could blow heat on it, because it said on the bottle that it needed to be at room temperature, and I don't know what room temperature, what they're considering room temperature, but it stays at about 60 degrees here in the shop all the time. So I feel like room temperature is probably more close to 70. So I kept it over next to the heater, but I guess the heater dried it out. So this is what it was, and it didn't really work on the pliers, and then I forgot about it. I was going to go back and check on it, but I forgot about it. So anyway, that's what happened with that. I need to get some more of it, I guess, and test it on something that's not quite as bad, maybe. Those pliers are basically junk. All they are is rust. So anyway, that's what happened with that. All right, so I know y'all already seen this thing, but I didn't build. My uncle decided to build this stand right here. I decided to call this thing my super hitch, by the way, since it hooks to everything. Hooks to round bales, hooks to Reese hitch, 2-inch square receiver, gooseneck, hooks to basically anything. But he decided to build this stand right here for it because it's so heavy. You can't really pick it up by hand and put it on the tractor. When it's sitting all the way on the ground, your lift arms won't reach it. So we had this cart. It's got wheels on it. And it had this little cart sitting down there in the woods, and my uncle drug that thing out and built these pieces to set it on, and it worked out pretty good. And it's got this piece here to stick your spear in. You got to put the spear on it to put it in the stand. And then if you want to use, don't need the spear, you can take it off and leave it here with the stand, is the idea. But this thing here, it's not welded solid to the cart. You can hook it to the tractor and raise it up, and this piece right here will raise up with it, and then you can drive forwards, and the spear will slide out and fall, and the tube will just fall back down in this hole right here. And so that works out pretty good. And we don't, I told him, I said, now we need a concrete pad so we can push it around out here on the wheels. And he didn't like that idea too good. But anyway, I set it right here at the edge of my hay building because it was a pretty good flat spot right there. But anyway, thought I'd show you all that little nifty stand that he built for it. I actually joked about having a stand to put it on, and he just kind of laughed. And then a couple weeks later, he come up with the idea to get that cart out and actually build one. So, and I'm glad he did, because that's gonna make it a whole lot easier. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all guys later. Let's go do something else. Start my second job for the evening. It's only 7:30. The night is young. Okay, I got something chrome.